Multifamily Mindset
podcast. Think bigger.
Hello and welcome back, my friends, to another awesome episode of the Multifamily Mindset podcast. I'm your host, Cyndi Maguire, better known as Cyndi. Show me the money. Maguire. I do wear a few hats around here. I am a strategist at the Multifamily Mindset, seasoned real estate investor, co-founder of Gold Bar Partners and Deal Dolphin, and mentor to many budding real estate enthusiasts. If you're new here, we're happy you found us and super stoked to have you join our ever expanding network. Whether you're looking for inspiration, practical advice, or just a good story, you've come to the right place. At the Multifamily Mindset Podcast, we serve up fresh content twice a week to keep you hooked and pumped. Every Tuesday, we get into some real talk with interviews from our students of our network, sharing their journey and wisdom they picked up along the way. And on Thursdays, our mindset guru, Dallas Pruitt, breaks down the mindset magic from these stories. But wait! There's more. Wednesdays are all about Own the Outcome, a killer podcast hosted by the one, the only Tyler Devereaux, the brains behind Multifamily Mindset. Tyler chats up with top-tier individuals, digging into their journey to success and dropping some serious pearls of wisdom. So whether you're here for the knowledge, the inspiration, or just to soak up some expert insight, you're in the right place, where every episode is your ticket to leveling up in the world of multifamily real estate. So from the words of Pink, let's get this party started. Today, we have a student of MFM and now a good friend of mine. She spent her professional career in healthcare. She's an entrepreneur, a masterful pastry chef, a wife and mother of four, all the way from the Bay Area of California. A big warm welcome to Michelle Holandez. Hi, Michelle.
Hello, MFM family. I'm very delighted to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you here. And I've had the pleasure to get to know you in the past almost 11 months, almost 12 months, a year. But can you share with the audience a little bit about your background?
Of course. So I've been with the Multifamily Mindset since June 2023. So yes, I'm clocking in at 11 months, almost 1 year now. I'm originally from the Philippines, migrated here in the US back in 2004. I am married to my best friend and business partner, Ian, and together we are co-founders of our business called Carmel Capital. I'm in the psychology and behavioral health career. I've been a psychiatric technician since 2013, although I had a 6 year gap because I got injured at work. So during that time, I became a stay-at-home mom. I had the privilege of being able to just stay at home and take care of my kids. But also at the same time, I opened a licensed home bakery and I was operating during the weekends. And recently, our latest venture is here, multi-family real estate investing.
And yes, audience, she did make me a birthday cake, my favorite chocolate ganache, and it was the best I've ever had. And I ate it up literally in 2 days. But do you remember when you had called my business partner when you wanted to make it for me? And she said, don't make it too big because Cindy's going to eat it all in like a day. And
Yeah.
so even though it was like 6 inches or 8 inches, but it was really tall, finished it in 2 days. So thank you, Mary Shaw, my business partner, for helping me stay healthy.
I'm glad you liked it.
It was awesome. Thank you so much. So what made you interested in multifamily apartments and real estate?
Ooh, so initially, I actually wasn't interested in it. It was my husband who's been researching about diving into real estate, and I was just very focused on, again, being a stay-at-home mom and running my home bakery. Then he asked me like, hey, can we do single family homes? And I kind of looked into it, but I guess, the business structure isn't right for me because most of the time, like we have to do things on our own. And so I kind of shut down the idea. And then 2 months after that, he showed me a video of, like an ad about the multifamily mindset. And he said, hey, can you help me check this out to see if this is something I can do, like my husband can do? And I'm like, okay, let's see it. So we went to the informational meeting. And then after that, I was the one who said, okay, let's sign up for the 3-day event. Yes.
So you signed up for the 3-day event. Like I said, I met you 11 months ago at the workshop. And was that in Walnut Creek,
Walnut Creek,
California? So
California.
you remember that?
I remember that.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I didn't remember you. I mean, just kidding, just kidding. I believe we did exchange a few words, but then it wasn't until I popped up at our 2-day fast track event where we immerse you and do the applications that you've learned from the 3-day in Oakland about 2 or 3 weeks later. And you came up to me and you said, hi. Then I asked you, what event did you attend? And you said the one from 3 weeks ago. And I was like, did you even talk to me? Because I honestly, I didn't remember you. And you said no. And I asked you, but why?
Do you remember my answer?
Kind of. You tell us what your answer was.
Because I was like super shy and anxious at that time. Like I didn't want to talk to anybody on that 3-day event. And so I kind of focused on just learning. But really I was like my heart is always beating every time somebody like tries to say hi to me. And even Tyler like had to go on the third day. He had to approach us on our table just for us to say hi to him. So I was pretty shy. Ian was too. So
But I'm guessing you by 3 weeks you came up to me though and you said hi. What made you want to say hi?
well, I think from learning initially, on the foundational course that we have to, connect, right? And for me, I felt like the connection has to be kind of natural. And so when I saw you again, I thought, wow, she's Filipina and she's very successful. And so I wanted to really connect with you and, pick your brains on how you made it, as far as you've made it here in the real estate. And I'm really happy that I did it because now we're friends. So
Yeah, I mean, like they say, this is a relationship building business. And so your partners or your friends eventually become one and the other too. So all my partners are my friends, and a lot of my friends are my partners. I've seen, right? You've experienced that too.
yes, yeah, I
And
love
so
how we
that,
hang out a lot. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, we either hang out as friends or we see each other at the same networking event.
absolutely, absolutely.
So that was about 10 months ago. And so can you share with us what you've done since then?
Sure. So since I started, I've participated in a total of 3 deals, and I'm also co-hosting a virtual networking event on a monthly basis. And I also just started a meetup in Napa Valley. I partnered with Chad and Lenny from Great Dane Capital with that, and I'm working
Well,
on my.
wait, first I want to
Oh,
let's rewind a little.
oh, okay, okay.
Tell us about your first deal, because you're, I mean, results may vary and it's not normal, but you got into your first deal in like 3 months.
I did, yes. Yes, it was
How
such
did
a.
that happen?
So, um, I started June, right? And then I got into the deal October. So within those 3 months, like I've learned about the power and the importance of connecting and networking. So I've met a lot of MFM students who like they network so hard, and so they encouraged me to go to one of these big conferences in San Diego, and so I went there. And on the first day, I met one of the sponsors from the first sponsorship call that I attended to. His name is Paul Williams. So we were just kind of walking side by side. We didn't know each other, right? And I kind of glanced at him. He glanced at me, and I said, "Are you Paul Williams?" And he was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I know you from the
Was he like
sponsorship call."
stalker?
Yeah, yeah, we're both shy. I can tell he's like really shy and quiet too. So I guess that's why I made my first, like my first move. And then he was like, "Oh, are you an MFM student?" And I said, "Yeah." And then from there, we just kind of exchanged numbers. We became friends on Facebook, and we were talking over Messenger. I was telling him what I was working on. I said, I'm learning how to raise capital along with other roles, but capital raising was my focus during that time. And he said that,
Wait. Miss Shy Michelle, you decided your focus was going to be on capital raising?
actually, I wanted to do underwriting first because I want to just stay at home and kind of borrow myself in the computer. That way I don't have to talk to anyone. But it doesn't work that way. When I started talking to people, I found that I'm kind of, I wouldn't say natural, but I was having a lot of fun doing it. And so I said maybe capital raising is the right role for me. So that's what I concentrated on first. Yeah. So yeah, that's what happened. And he was talking to me that he was working on a deal. And then 2 weeks into the conversation, he invited me to partner with him on a deal where I can capital raise on. And I said yes.
And then
And then, so I said yes, right? Thinking that it would, close, in a couple of months. And so I asked him, of course, I asked him the details about the deal. And I said, when is the closing date for this deal? I was kind of expecting it would be like 60 to 90 days because that's usually the time when deals close, right? And then he told me it's not 60 days, it's 6 days.
so you go from 60 to 6.
Yeah, and so I was like, I don't want to do this, I don't know if I can do it. But then I already made a commitment, so I said, you know what, let's just do whatever we can. And then yeah, I was working and hustling, finding potential investors for the next 6 days. It was the longest 6 days of my life.
I bet. I mean, especially you went from 60 to 6. And so you ended up closing on that deal, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So let me ask, how many doors were located?
44 units in Hearn, Texas.
Nice. Okay. So you had 6 days to raise capital. How did you do it? I mean, you're new.
So first, I took off the doubt, like any negative thoughts, there just wasn't a place for that for me during the next 6 days. So I really, filled my mind with a lot of positive thoughts, like practice growth mindset that I can do this, and also because I was networking on the first 3 months of being in the program, I've had a list of, potential investors already. And so I just, I formed some relationships with them. And so that's what that's what I did. I started talking to all of them and see if they're interested in the deal, and then some of them said yes.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. So that's first deal in 3 months.
First
And
deal.
then that just got the momentum going, right? And you had a few more deals after.
Yes, after that, I participated in a deal with you, Cindy. So I helped raise capital in one of your deals in Oklahoma, and I'm currently capital raising for a couple more deals in Texas as well.
So it kind of snowballs, right? I know they always say the law of the first deal.
Yes.
Because once after you close the first deal, when were you on your second one?
A month after.
That's
Month
that's
after.
short.
Yeah. Yes. And then the third deal was about 4 months after, and that's because I um how do you say it? So I kind of went back to the basics again. Like I wanted to focus on learning more about the acquisitions part two, the underwriting, because I was very much exposed to capital raising at this point. And so I wanted to learn more about the other roles. That way I can serve my investors better.
Nice. So you're working full time. You've got a bakery business. You've got 4 kids and a husband. How are you juggling all this? Because I think when I talked to you before, you were like, eat, breathe, sleep, multifamily. And I'm just like, really? You spend how many hours a day doing this? But you have kids, you have a job, you have all these other responsibilities.
Yes, so a lot of it has to do with planning. And so my priorities are my kids, right? But then after that, I have all these tasks that I have to do, and there's plenty of them every day. It's like the list never ends. So what I had to do is keep a schedule. I wake up early, do my miracle morning routine, and then get the kids set up for school. I do business after that, like I do networking, I go to coaching calls, and then all of those other stuff, like we run errands. But at the end of the day, I spend a lot of time with my kids too. And then I make sure that I have a list of what I'm going to do the next day, and I make that list the night before. And also I just make sure that I keep my schedule and that I follow the time blocks that I've made. So I have a time block for work, I have a time block for business, for family, and for fun.
What do you like to do for fun?
Ooh, what do I like to? I love to read. I love to read and I love to travel. So yeah.
Or when you travel, do you read? No, just kidding.
No, I like to go to like libraries and coffee shops. That's kind of how I have fun and take care of myself.
Yes, we've done the coffee shop together. I turned you
Yes.
on to a new drink, right?
Yes. Doppia con pana. Mhm.
And a little shot of oomph.
With a little bit of sugar and whipped cream.
Yes. So let's talk about the impact of MFM and the network.
Okay. Well, where do I start, right? So wow, I mean, MFM has basically like really laid out the foundation for me. Honestly, if we didn't find, MFM, I don't even know if I'm going to dive into multifamily real estate. I just don't think I can do it on my own. But with MFM, learning about syndication and then, the whole mindset part of it too, that's what made me and Ian believe in ourselves that we can do it. And also, we've met so many partners and friends who are like-minded. So we've basically hung out with everybody, surrounded ourselves with like-minded people. And I think that's what's been keeping us going too. And of course, the leadership, you guys, Cindy, you're always there to help out. Marichelle and Yannick, we're always there to help out. Tyler is always available, like he'll talk to MFM students when he can. So
I mean,
it's
he went out of the way to talk to you at Peak Partnership too, right?
Oh, and that was just, it was such an amazing experience. And so also every time that I feel like I get out of focus, or I feel like anxious, or I feel like I can't do it, I'm having self-doubt or imposter syndrome, I would read his book. I would read his book, and there's actually a personal note there that says, like, I see the aloha in you, and if your leader is like that, if they can see your potential, like, why can't we see it, ourselves? And so I've always, like, thought of it that way. So when I talk to new MFM students, I want to make sure that they see their aloha in themselves as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm like, oh, goosebumpy.
Oh, really? Yeah, I spend a lot of time with new MFM students because, like, everybody has potential. And, I, even though I'm relatively new, I know I can help out in some way. And so I spend my time also sharing my story and advice and the books that I've read. And, hopefully it's been helping them. If I can help one person in this network, I would be very happy. But of course, that's not just the goal. I want to help as many people as I can.
And I often like to share, especially new people starting in this business. Like you're just 1 year ahead of everybody else that's just starting, which is kind of crazy to think because you've had so many successes and done so much. I mean, share with us what's changed in the last year in your life, in your family's life.
Oh my God, so much. Like, I wouldn't even think that I would be participating in 3 deals at this time, and learning now what I've learned. Like, I didn't know I have this capacity to be able to dive into real estate like this, and my my family, they say that they're so proud of me, but also at the same time, I couldn't have done it without my family as well, and we've been helping each other a lot. And like, I used to, like, work 8 to 16 hours a day, and that's what my children have seen, and they think that, oh, a job is all, all we need in order to succeed. But having this abundance mindset now, and see my kids seeing that I'm actually applying this knowledge, they're learning from me. So now they're interested in business, they're interested in stocks, they're interested in multifamily real estate as well. So it's not just me who changed, but also my family, my kids as well, And then, of course, I have, like, these projects that I didn't know that I would be able to participate in. I partnered with Kim McCall, Mel Fenner, Winston Thomas, to host this monthly Saturday meetup. It's called Equity Exchange, and we have, like, amazing speakers that, they sacrifice their time in order to help other students, and we also give students opportunities to network. And then I also just started with my husband and Chad and Lenny from Great Dane Capital this meetup in Napa Valley. So I've always wanted to do it. I just didn't know how. But, in God's right timing, it finally happened. And also, I've currently working on my very first book in it's about my journey in real estate. It's called Rich and Immigrant, and hopefully it comes out on time in October. Yeah. Mhm.
Wait, so it's everyone's Christmas gifts, right?
I hope so. Yeah, that would be great.
What why do you think all these opportunities and successes have come your way?
What is it again? Sorry.
Why do you think all these opportunities and successes have come your way?
Ooh, it's kind of diving deep here, Cindy. So I think I feel like once I changed my mindset about things, that's when like things started happening for me. Okay,
When you
so
say changed your mindset from thing, what was your mindset before and what is it now?
so before MFM, right before MFM, I had this, kind of, how do you say, like I had to dig deep into myself. I had this scarcity mindset where like I can't do anything else. Like I don't have any other purpose in my life. Like all I'm good at is, having a job, and like I'm scarcity mindset. Yeah, we I don't want to dive deeper into like all those thoughts, but once I became aware of that, I told myself this isn't going to fly if my kids are watching me, and I don't want them to become who I was, during that time. And so I said, you know what? I've learned about mindset, about manifesting as well, visualization. So I started just applying all that. And when I actually like really embodied that growth and abundance mindset is when things started happening for me. MF, all of a sudden I have this MFM opportunity. And then, you know, like just there was just no room for negative thoughts anymore. And
Absolutely. I always believe that what you focus on is what you get. So if you focus on not having, guess what? You don't have.
yeah,
When you focus on getting a deal, having more time with your family, or making more money, guess what you get? All of the above.
yeah, that's I
Yeah,
think that's what really happened to me. And so, and it's not like just because you're practicing abundance and growth mindset is that you're going to be like that every second of the day. It's almost like, okay, I wanted something bigger. It's like life is just going to test you if you're really ready for it. So you also have to prove yourself. And it sounds so good, right? But it's actually very exhausting. It's like your mind and your heart is always running, and just keeping building your muscle. You just get stronger every day if you keep applying that. So,
so when you get tested, or what I say, when shit hits the fan and you're like, oh, not a good day. Oh, I don't know if I could do it. But what do you do?
so I go back to the basics. I make sure that I read my affirmations loud and clear. I meditate. I pray. If I have to rest, because we have to rest our minds and our hearts too. So I take my time to rest. I give my days. I give myself 1 to 2 days, and then I also just once I rest, then I keep working again. And then if it starts creeping back, those negative thoughts, I kind of step back, and then, like just be aware of it, recognize it for what it is, you know. And then I have all my weapons, right? I have my journaling, my affirmations, my prayers to battle it. And it sounds almost so simple, but it's not easy. But you just keep going, So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I've been a mindset student for 7 years now, and I still get those times where I'm very much tested. And it's those down days. But I have been so fortunate to have friends that I have met through this network, through Multifamily Mindset, that are like-minded, who are constantly trying to grow themselves. And I've got two lifelines that I call Janelle Pruitt and Michelle Matthews. And it's like when shit hits the fan, I'm like, and then like one time I called Janelle and I was like, this is happening. This is happening. I don't know why. When it rains, it pours. And she would tell me, you know what, Cindy? It's just the devil's way of pulling you back to see if you could really accomplish because you've got big goals this year. You're going to accomplish some great things. So he's just testing you. And I'm just like, she's right. Because really, because it's whatever we focus on. If I continue to focus on that negativity, it's just going to be a downward spiral. But if I look at it as what can I control and what can I do next?
Mhm.
I mean, it's really that easy, but you get stuck sometimes,
Mhm.
right? So let
Absolutely.
me ask you, what's your greatest motivator? What drives you? What drives you to just want more and be better and do more for your family?
Well, I guess that's it. It's my family, my kids and my husband, they've been so amazing. I've been blessed with such good kids that I really just want a lot more for them, and that's why I work hard. And also because my parents sacrificed so much so that me and my siblings can have a better life. And I really want them to retire, but they're still working and they're past their retirement age already. So that's one of my biggest motivating factors is I want them to retire, and if I can buy them a house too, that would be great so they don't have to worry about their mortgage payments. That's my promise to them when I was a kid. And I actually thought it might be too late for me to keep that promise, but because of multifamily real estate, I think I'll be able to do it. I just have to keep working hard.
You
But
think you'll be able to do it?
I know, I believe that I'll be able to do it. Yes.
I know you will be.
Thank you.
Here's one thing you will never be again, and no one can ever label you as shy.
Sorry. Because deep inside, I'm still that, you
You're
know.
not. Nope. Nope. You can't say that anymore. I'm not gonna give that to you.
Okay. But that's why I'm always laughing too, right?
To overcome the shyness.
Mhm. Yeah, that's one of yeah, I think that's why I laugh a lot too, to overcome the shyness. Mhm.
Well, you have a cute giggle.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm kind of afraid that the people listening to this podcast is going to hear like half of the time just me laughing.
They will.
I'm so sorry in advance, but I hope you're
Don't
getting
don't
something
be sorry.
valuable.
They want to hear you, not some scripted you, not you know this is you. And when people meet you, they're going to feel the love, they're going to feel this positive energy. Everybody I know loves you, and like you're an amazing woman. You're just an amazing person. So, and I'm grateful for our friendship.
Me too, Cindy. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It really does.
In closing, what's the most valuable lessons you've learned?
Ooh, is it okay if I share too?
Sure.
Okay, so the first lesson that I've learned here is that having a growth mindset, it showed me that you don't have to be naturally smart or genius or exceptionally talented in order to succeed. Like anybody can succeed if you just put your hearts and minds into your work and if your actions align with your goals and your values as well. And then the second one is actually one of my favorite mindset is that, we all have different starting points, but the path leads us to the same finish line. So if you think about it, like if you sign up in a marathon, and in that day, you're all this big crowd waiting in the starting line. Some of them have um, some of them have done this like so many times already. Some have they're still working their way up, and some are just doing it for fun. So the ones that are like they're marathon runners, um, they can finish the marathon in 2 hours. Some will finish it in 4, and some will finish in 5.5. It doesn't matter because it's still the same finish line. We all end up in the same finish line. And so for me, applying it into what we do now, I'm not as successful yet, or I don't know much compared to many real estate professionals. But I know if I stay focused on the finish line, I'll get there eventually.
I love that. Yes. You know my saying, right? It's not about IQ, it's about I can't.
I love that.
And then, I ran half marathons because I'm only half crazy for, gosh, almost for about 10 years straight. And I remember I was not a fast runner. This body is not made to run. I got, what do they call it? I have childbearing hips, not running hips.
Oh, okay.
And, but I know that if I'm not in first, second, or third place, the person who comes in fourth place and me that comes in the place in between fourth and last, we all get the same finishing medal.
Exactly.
So, because we crossed the same finish line. So, thank you so much. So, how can listeners find you?
Yes, so I'm very active on social media. You can find me on Instagram. My IG handle is at her real estate journey. You can also email me at team@mcmfcapital.com, or you can shoot me a message or call me 707-563-4333.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for your time. And for my friends listening out there, join us next time for more stories, insight, and inspiration. Until then, keep thinking bigger and get better every day.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, kids.
Hi, this is my wife. This is my youngest, Dominic, and my kids right there. Say hello. I
Love
think
it.
they're calling mom to make lunch now.
Okay,
All
thank
right,
you.
Cyndi, thank you so much. Thank you, MFM.
Thank you.
Multifamily Mindset. Podcast. Think bigger.